After a 5-week break, the ACHE fleet is back on the water. It will be 2 back-to-back weekends to finish the season. This week in Webster, Massachusetts, Michael Tremblay and Liana Richard will keep battling hard as they are very close in the championship. Same situation in H350 as LeConte and Hansberry are tied. ACHA round 6. That's what we're gonna see today.
Hydroplane Quebec present the Canadian Hydroplane Association Race Series.
Hi everyone and welcome to Webster, Massachusetts for the 6th round of the ACHA series. With the season winding down, teams will be battling for points this weekend on possibly the fastest race course of the year. Both the 1.5 liter and the popular 350 hydro classes should be running flat out on the protected waters of Webster Lake. For more on the close points battle, let's talk to Ben Lemay.
Hi Jess. Yes, after a small break, everybody showed up in Saint-Félicien. In the 1.5 liter class, Liana Richard took a great victory on the lake in Saint-Félicien. Great performance by Leah Ochik, who took 3 third place in the qualifying heats and took the 3rd place on the championship. In the H350 class, Mathieu Dehaut had an almost a perfect weekend with 96 points out of 100. He also took a great victory in the final, taking the fact that Marc Lecomte and Arm Hansberry took the gun. It was a very emotional win for Mathieu.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
The town of Webster, with its 17,000 residents, is located in central Massachusetts on the Connecticut border. Founded by Samuel Slater in 1812, it was mainly an industrial center due to its abundant water supply. Textiles and shoe factories flourish in Webster, resulting in a population with diverse ethnic backgrounds. By far, the town's richest asset is the beautiful 5-mile-long Webster Lake. Activities such as fishing, water swimming, boating, and sailing thrive on Webster Lake, which is the second largest freshwater lake in Massachusetts. Webster is located 56 miles southwest of Boston, 33 miles northwest of Providence, Rhode Island, and 160 miles northeast from New York City. For the second year in a row, the ACHA series will hold the race on Webster Lake. This course is recognized as one of the fastest on the circuit. Hats off to Mike Gradle and Janet Usick in their effort to present a first-class event that we hope will come back every year.
Please join us after these messages for the first round of qualifications.
These web series brought to you by Wolf Engines, the Saint-Félicien Regatta in collaboration with ProNet Régent Côté and Midas Restaurant, Anderson Hydroplane, Shane Custom Metal Fabricator, Passion VR, Caravan Vaillancourt, and EMS Environmental Manufacturing Solution, the Construction Labrec et Poirier, and Hedge Tools and Machine. This is an HydroplaneQuebec.com presentation in collaboration with the Regatta of Valleyfield.
Some people may say that when you have a great boat, winning in the T-class may be an easy task. In the ACHA series, it's very tough because in every heat, you have to face the best opponent. That's the reason why Michael Tremblay is only 7 points ahead of Liana Richards. So once again, here in Webster, the 2 favorites had to battle hard to win. This first day of racing was Tremblay's day. The CT11 took 2 heat win, followed both time by Liana Richard and Patrick Morneau. A very disappointing day for Daniel Aymon in CT51 as 2 penalties push him back to the 8th place in the standings. Aymon showed impressive speed, keeping up with Richard in Heat 1. Good performance by Denis Rousse in his first ride in the CT 155 mini-rang, subbing for David Métivier. He received 2 fourth-place finish. So after 2 heats, Tremblay leads with 50 points, followed by Richard, Morneau, Rousse, Hausick, Benson, Belfleur, and Aymon. With 2 drivers dead even on the top of the championship. Every heat was very important in Class H350. In the first set of heat, Norm Hansberry took advantage of Mathieu Daoud's prop shaft failure to win a very important heat after battling hard with Eno. For the 2 other top competitors, tough luck for Lecomte as he jumped the gun to let Doré win the heat. For Poirier, even though Kennedy was too early at the starts, Poirier in Inferno was the first to cross the finish line. Good performance by Martin Rochon in l'Olympique. Now let's have a look at Heat 2B. The lineup for Heat 2B here in Webster. Brendan Kennedy, Mathieu Daoud, Samuel Pagé-Morin, Sylvain Doré.
Dave Kidd. It's going to be a very good race with top contenders up there. Sylvain Doré is having a great weekend with already a first place. Let's see the start. Sylvain's got the inside lane, second lane, and he's going for it.
Brendan Kennedy did not jump the start, so it's going to be a great race. And look at H32 in the first corner with last minute. And where is Pagé-Morin?
Oh, Pagé-Morin just made a nice hook in the corner, so I think he's out of contention for his for the win of this race. Now, Sylvain, you took the lead of the race. Bring us
up to speed. Yes, Benoit. So I was fighting with Brendan Kennedy, but I had the inside lane, so it was a great fight for the first turn. Second turn, I mean, and right now we see it was very rough in the second corner.
Oh, it's on the first pass on the second corner, it's always rough, but you kept your lane to make sure it's you didn't get called by the judges, and Brendan kept fighting to get closer to you.
And we have 1 lap done, and it's a great race for everyone. The problem with Marc Lecomte that he's in the outside lane. Is he going to be able to come back? Because this race was very important for his championship.
Yeah, he's got more distance to cover, so it's a longer race for him. He's got the power to do it. Let's see if he can do it. But it's going to be tough. And the battle for second, third, and fourth place between Kennedy, Daoud, and Lecomte should be exciting. Whoa, you came close to lose it there, Sylvain.
It was very rough, as I said, because at the end of the straightaway, the wind is very tricky. So here is an happy guy, I can tell you that. H32 C'est la vie with Brendan Kennedy following, and Mathieu Daoud, and Marc Lecomte is
Marc Lecomte came close to lose it at the end of the straightaway. I think you were preparing for your next weekend in Beauharnois in front of your pair. I think you were having a better setup and getting ready to win Beauharnois. Thanks, Sylvain, on that one.
Yeah, well, the setup was great in Webster. I love this place. So here is the third lap to be completed, and H32 is still in front, but the battle is for the second place.
Oh, a very tight battle between Mathieu Daoud and Brendan Kennedy, and Marc Lecomte is right in the inside of them. It should be a surprise for Brendan and Mathieu to see Marc in the inside on the next corner.
So in this race, you have Bergeron boat, Bert Anderson boat, Jean-Guy Leboeuf boat. It's very interesting. We have all the halls, different halls in Class 350. And for the fourth turn, I'm still in the lead, and it's very fun to describe that, Benoit.
I'm pretty sure you were very excited of having a first place like that. I think it was going to be your best weekend of the year, or your first position in qualifying heat. I think you were ready for the final.
And we saw our friend Captain
Dave Kidd with his first appearance this year on the ACHA circuit.
With his brand new boat, a great cockpit. And by the way, Marc Lecomte is taking third place right now.
Yeah, Marc Lecomte, with his move towards the inside, just got Mathieu Daoud and is now battling to get in front of Brendan Kennedy. Let's see if Brendan can keep it up.
So I overlap Captain Dave Kidd in the Black Falcon, and we are on the last lap of the race. And right now there's a P1.
Yeah, we just heard that Brendan Kennedy got a call P1 for jumping the gun, so that's going to be putting you in first place. And let's see who's going to finish second between Mathieu Dehaut and Marc Lecomte.
So I'm gonna say it. Sylvain Doré is first, his second win of the weekend in C'est la vie, Octane Stratégie. Brendan Kennedy jumped the gun, so it's gonna be Marc Lecomte.
And Mathieu Dehaut in third place. What a great race we had in E2B Hydro 350.
So it is 2-4-2 for Sylvain Doré this Saturday in Webster. It is probably his best performance ever. Luckily, in the first heat, Hansberry did the same, having a perfect day too. With only 39 points, will Lecomte be able to catch these points up on Hansberry? It will be very interesting. It's also important to mention the great performance of Tommy Bergeron. With the new hull, Bergeron got 2 second place finished. After 2 heats, Doré and Hansberry are tied in first place with 50 points, and they are followed by Poirier, Bergeron, Smith, Lecomte, Dulude, and finally Kennedy. Hansberry is now the leader, but he can make a mistake. Sunday racing will be something to watch.
I like soccer. I used to play it since I was little, and I haven't played anymore since this is taking up a lot of time. But I like to hang out with my friends and family, and go to my school football games, stuff like that. I like hip hop and old stuff like the Strokes and the Killers. Maybe a little weird, but fun to be around and funny. I hate bugs and spiders. Just them crawling around scares me a little bit. I'm afraid of flipping, so that's another fear, I guess.
Who will qualify for the final? That's what we're gonna find out after these messages.
These web series brought to you by Wolf Engines, the Saint Félicien Regatta in collaboration with ProNet Régent Côté and Midas Restaurant, Anderson Hydroplane, Shane Custom Metal Fabricator, Passion VR, Caravan Vaillancourt, and EMS Environmental Manufacturing Solution, the Construction Labrec et Poirier, and Hedge Tools and Machine. This is an HydroplaneQuebec.com presentation in collaboration with the Regatta Valleyfield.
Day 2 of Thunder on Webster Lake. In the T class, Michael Tremblay is now 15 points ahead of Liana Richard. Heat 3 was one of the best heat of the weekend. Michael Tremblay took another win, but Richard was on his hip all race long. She even took the lead in the last lap, but Tremblay was able to resist to the Steelers' attack. In third place, it is once again Patrick Morneau who is climbing up the standings. He is now only 10 points behind Ozick for the third place. Talking about Ozick, her weekend ended exactly like in Valleyfield as her engine caught fire for the second time this year. So the lane for the final will be as follows: Tremblay, Richard, Morneau, Rousse, Bellefleur, Aymon, Benson, and finally Couturier. In Heat 3A of the 350 class, the new leader, Norm Hansberry, won again, leaving all his opponents far behind him. After seeing Hansberry far out front, the attention of the fan on the shoreline moved to the battle between Yannick Léger and Tommy Bergeron. Unfortunately, this battle was not a real one as Bergeron caught a penalty on the course, leaving the third position to Bertrand Dulude. Final order, Hansberry followed by Léger and Dulude. In E3B, It was very interesting to see if the surprising Sylvain Doré would be able to get a third victory in a row this weekend in Webster. The heat was strange as everybody jumped the gun except Dave Kidd in the Black Falcon. Despite the fact that they jumped, Doré and Smith were definitively the fastest on the course until Sylvain Doré almost hooked the boat in turn 2. So Dave Kidd, the only legal driver on the course, easily wins the heat, followed by Smith and Jonathan Abbott in head rush. For Marc Lecomte, heat 3C was crucial for several reasons. He needed points to keep up in the chase for the championship and also assure his spot in the final. To do that, he had to fight against the fast Marco Poirier in Inferno. Lecomte did exactly what he had to do, driving like a champion, passing Poirier and then keeping him behind. Talking about Poirier, a penalty pushed him back to the 5th place and cost him 3 lines for the final. So final order, Lecomte first, Daou, and Pagé-Morin third. The top 7 going directly to the final are the following drivers: Hansberry, Lecomte, Doré, Smith, Poirier, Dulude, and Léger. The consolation turned to a disaster for Martin Rochon. During the first lap, entering turn 2, Rochon caught a rooster tail and blew over. Rochon escaped without injuries. Let's listen to him.
C'est dans le premier backstretch après le départ. On était dans le corridor numéro 3. Tu avais Abbott à l'intérieur avec Brendan Kennedy. Brendan Kennedy a sorti... semble avoir sorti très large du virage numéro 2. J'ai été serré entre Brendan et Mathieu Daou. J'ai pas eu le choix, je suis monté dans le queue d'eau à Mathieu Daou. Mathieu Daou lui a tourné dans son... Il semble avoir tourné dans son corridor, mais j'étais vraiment serré entre les deux. Puis le bateau a levé, on a frappé à queue d'eau. Ouais, on va être prêt à Bordeaux. Il va peut-être avoir des petits bouts qui seront pas à bonne couleur, là, mais on va être là. Merci.
At the restart, Kennedy came off the first corner with the lead and left everybody behind him to get the 8th spot in the final. It's a final 1.5 liters. The lineup consists of 8 boats.
Yeah, well, the boat to watch again. Liana Richards and Michael Tremblay are two main drivers in this class that are battling for the championship. Michael is in the inside and Liana second lane. It should be very interesting. Nice camera view here from Hydroplane Quebec team. Let's see that final.
So Michael Tremblay in the first lane, Liana Richard in the second lane. Let's note that in the third lane, the mini rang is driven by Nicolas Rousse from L'Oiseau Bleu in 2.5 liters. So after the first turn, it's still on board with Timothée Spécial, Michael Tremblay, who's in first place. But Liana Richard is ready to roll.
Yeah, Liana is right behind, so Michael can't afford to make a mistake. He's probably has his mind that last year he blew over in that right spot right there, and he's probably wondering if Liana is right behind him, so he's got to keep going and remember anything can happen at any time.
It's a beautiful sight here in Webster. However, the wind on the backstretch is tricky. So let's watch our leader, Timothée Spécial, Michael Tremblay, the CT11. Nice color to remember his uncle Daniel Brossois, who was driving the GP11 executive boat.
Yeah, well, it's a nice touch from the family to paint the boat the same color scheme, keep the same number, to keep Daniel in mind of everyone. A very good driver at the time. It's too bad he passed away so fast in bad accident in Valleyfield.
And that explains that all the progress in technology right now. We're really happy with the all the safety equipment that we have. No more driver lost his life while driving an hydroplane. And while we're talking about that, well, he's really happy. It's the second lap and he's still in the lead. It's Michael Tremblay, the Timothée Spécial. And where is located Liana Richard? Is she able to come back with a 1.5 liter? It's a Toyota engine that we find out in Toyota Corolla around year 84.
Yeah, in the 80s they were running 1.5 liters in Toyotas. So it's still the same engine. The engine rules hasn't been changed in the 1.5. It's a tough call on this race. Michael is still in the lead with Liana right behind him. He can't make a mistake. If he wins that final, he's going to take a bigger lead for the championship. But nothing that can be undone in Beauharnois next weekend.
Yeah, the season final in Beauharnois is going to be great in every class. While we see Liana Richard, number 777, the Steelers. Same family boat as the Grand Prix boat, the Steelers.
Yeah, it's interesting. In the 1.5 liter class, we have Michael Tremblay, that's in boat racing family, with Daniel being his uncle, Germain being his grandfather, and we have Liana, that's Jeff Richards' daughter. It's all a family. It's a great class to start with a speed of about 80 to 85 miles an hour on the straightaway. It's a nice place to start. It's very interesting. Low budget racing. It's very fun. We have nice 8 competitors that might get a lead on the 2.5 liter class later on in their career.
Last lap, and we see Daniel Aymon, as everybody call him, Mononc in the 51 Trimax, while Michael Tremblay is winning this race. He has only one turn to do, and it's gonna be a win for Michael Tremblay, who blew up last year here, and so he's probably really happy of this win in Webster, Massachusetts.
Yeah, great win. He's going to take a lead on the championship. Liana's going to have to work very hard to come back and to win the championship in Beauharnois. It's not finished, but it's going to be a tough call for her. Let's see what happens in Beauharnois next weekend.
Liana Richard, 777 in second place. And congratulations to the team of Michael Tremblay, while we see Mononc, Daniel Aymon, 51, completing his last lap here in Webster. Really happy. We see him saluting the public on the beach here. And it's Morneau, La Mouche, the Fly, and the Mini Rang, the boat of Michael Leboeuf, the grandson of the great Jules Leboeuf. So that completes our final for Webster 1.5 liter.
Ben, la finale, c'était une super belle course. J'ai eu un très bon départ. Je suis parti en avant, j'étais le premier à passer le départ. Puis là, Liana, elle me suivait de très près en arrière. Puis j'ai fait ça, j'ai bien fait ça, je trouve. Puis Marc Lecomte, il m'a beaucoup aidé aussi à la radio. Il m'aidait beaucoup. Il me disait aussi où est-ce qu'était Liana. Puis ça a très bien fini, là.
So it's Hydro 350 final, my favorite class.
In Webster 2012, our top contender, Norm Ensbury and Marc Lecomte. But what a surprise, Norm Ensbury is stopped in the first corner. Prop problem, shaft broke. It opens the door to Marc Lecomte for a win, but it's not over. Sylvain Dorès there. He's having a very great weekend. Marco Poirier is there. Let's see what's going to happen in that night in that final.
And for this final, there's a two trailer boat, Yannick Léger in Supernova and Brendan Kennedy in last minute. The last two boats have a second start, 5 seconds after the first start. And it's Marc Lecomte, the Napa Racing, number 104 in the lead right now. And I am in the second or third place. We have Poirier in the outside, who's battling very hard.
Oh, it's going to be very difficult for Poirier to come over Sylvain there. You have to keep your lane. Marc's got to keep his lane. It's going to be a very tough race between you and Mr. Poirier till the end of the race, I think.
So we are with the leader, Marc Lecomte, Napa Racing, who's expecting, if he wins, to come back and being the leader of the pack in the class 350 for the championship.
Okay, Sylvain, now you're not in the picture. What happened in that corner? I think it was tight between you and Marco Poirier, and it looks like you didn't come out side by side with Marco.
Marco was really interested by my lane, I think. Right now we have Marc Lecomte in first place. Let's see, Marco Poirier in the outside, battling very hard. And H32 somewhere in the picture, but look at the last minute, who's making a great comeback.
Great performance here by Brendan Kennedy. You have to remember he was 5 seconds late on the start because he was on the second lane, and he managed to pull the third place. It's very impressive. But great battle here between Duluth and Derek Smith. And our leader, Marc Lecomte, is going to take an important lead over Norm Mansbury on the championship.
So right now it's Lecomte with following him. It's the number 8 bow. The last minute, Marco Poirier got a penalty, so he's out of the picture right now. And the third
here, Marco Poirier seems like he has closed the door on Brendan Kennedy on the entrance of the second turn. We saw water going all over Brendan. So I'm guessing there Marco is playing it hard with the drivers.
But on his defense, it was not a very. It was very hard to race on this course with the wind and everything on the backstretch. As I said earlier, in the other heat of 350. So Lecomte is going alone in the first place. Napa.
Yeah, it doesn't show on a video like that, but when you see in the corners with the size of boats, the power they have, and the size of skid fin, it's getting very rough in the corner. So it's hard to keep control. The boat bounces everywhere. You do your best to keep it straight, but luckily for us, most of our drivers can do a very good job in bringing the boat back on the straight line.
Fourth lap, we see Marco Poirier in the good-looking Inferno, number 333. But our leader is Lecomte, Kennedy, and here I am, Octane Strategy, number 32, third place.
Yeah, well, even though you made a spin out in the corner, you managed to come back on the race. You're still in contention for the podium, so let's see. Let's hope you can battle, and the judges will have to sort out all the calls and everything that happened on the course, and the final resort. We might have surprises on the final resort. We see Marc Lecomte overtaking Yannick Léger, that's way outside, giving room for everybody to race. He knows he's out of the race, so he's being nice to giving room for everyone to have a great battle.
Checkered flag for Marc Lecomte. He's really happy. He's saluting the public here on the beach in Webster. And we're gonna go and in the pits with him to see his comments while we see the last boat crossing the start-finish line.
Ça a bien été en fin de semaine avec mon hydro. Avant le départ, celle qui me parle, elle m'a dit que Norm était stallé, fait que ça m'ouvrait une porte un peu plus là, parce que moi et Norm on était assez serrés cette année au championnat puis en vitesse. Fait que quelqu'un qui part en dedans, il a des bonnes chances. Quand j'ai vu qu'il était vraiment stallé à l'intérieur, ça m'ouvrait une porte. Fait que en plus, ça me donnait un peu plus d'espace pour tourner. Fait que j'ai réussi à prendre un bon gun. Puis j'ai sorti du coin premier, puis j'ai réussi à prendre l'avance. Là, j'en prenais un petit peu plus chaque tour, fait que je suis très content. En plus, je reprends en tête du championnat, fait que ça fait du bien, doublement du bien.
With only one round remaining in the ACHA Championship, nothing is set yet. Tremblay is in good position, 23 points ahead of Richards, but he will still have to be careful because anything can happen on the race course. With a great weekend, Patrick Morneau is now in third place. In the H350, it is basically the same situation as Marc Lecomte took back the lead after Hansberry's bad luck in the final. He now has a slim lead of 14 points on Hansberry and 25 points on Poirier. With only one even left, it is anyone's race. Come back with us next week, again from Webster, for the exciting 2.5 liter class and the spectacular Grand Prix.